G'day everyone. First Berserker Khazan is a fantastic new Souls-like that I'm loving so far. And the first boss you come across, Yetuga, serves as a great introduction to Souls-like combat, with some well-telegraphed combos, a few grab attacks, things like that. So let's take a look at what he does. His main basic combo that he's going to spam at you the whole fight is his basic left-right combo. When you see him winding up his left fist like this and then charging at you for a moment, he'll do a very delayed slam with his left fist, followed by an uppercut with his right hand. This is always a basic 1-2 combo with left then right, and the delay on the initial left-hand slam is what's probably going to catch you out most of the time. You need to wait a little bit longer than you feel like you need to. You can dodge this by dodging to the left into the open space and the attack will still miss you, but it's more unreliable. I'd recommend dodging through his fist to the right most of the time, like this here. And you can weave quick attacks in between each dodge as well. You do have time for that. You've actually got time for two, but one is probably more consistent. Parrying works just fine, and again you can get quick attacks in between each of your parries as well. When the boss prepares his right arm across his body for a bit of a right-handed backhand, he's about to do just a single standalone backhand sweep. This is his other basic combo that you'll see pretty often. This is easy to deal with, just a single dodge and leaving plenty of time for an attack or two after. Parrying works just fine as well. When the boss starts with a right-handed sweep like this across the front of his body, this is a 4-part combo, 4 horizontal sweeps, one after the other, in pretty quick succession. After the 4th hit, the boss always kind of slides away and then has a moment while he's recovering. This is a good opportunity to get some hits in. Parrying works fine for this as well, but you do need to hold your parry up for the last 4th hit, because it does register about 3 different hits, so you do need to hold the parry up, not just for the first one. Learning to recognize this one with that right open swipe will serve you really well, because as I said, there's a really good opportunity to get up to him and do a full charged heavy attack in his face after he does this one and he's recovering there like that. Now there is another right-handed crossbody backhand like you can see here. The stance is slightly different, but there's a better cue that I'll talk about in a second. This one is a 5-part horizontal like swipe, finishing with one that's particularly strong, and if you successfully dodge or parry, he'll have a moment there where you can get a counter attack in. Now the better cue is actually that little ground slam there that he does as he side walks. Let's see it again. That one there. That's what he does before he proceeds that cross right backhand, and that's how you can tell that it's going to be 5 swipes, not the single backhand. So keep that in mind. As you can see here, it's a very deadly attack, especially the 5th hit if you don't dodge it. When the boss does this little slam and then roar, he's just doing a single both-fisted ground pound. If you're finding this one a little weird to dodge, I found the timing a bit funny. Just hold up your guard so at least you're not taking damage and you can just, chunk your stamina, which is fine. That's it for what I'd call the stationary basic combos, but he does have a bunch of leaps and gap closes and throws, so I'll look at those as well quickly. The boss will regularly disengage from you like that and then jump at you and leap in the sky like this. When he does that, it's just a single ground slam and leaves a good moment for you afterwards to do a full charge attack. Now after the same disengage animation there, he can also do this one where he leaps at you into a grab attack. Now this one you have to dodge, right? You cannot parry this one, you have to dodge this one. If you don't, he's gonna grab you and do like a bit of a belly slam animation on you, which is very dangerous, does a lot of damage. Often in response to you being behind him or moving behind his back, he's going to do this bum slam on you. See here? Bang. Now this is often going to happen following the leap grab attack I just showed you, because he rolls away from you, he's facing away, and you follow up behind him, which triggers the bum slam. See here again, leap grab attack, and then straight into a bum slam. Nearly always happens. As he gets up from the bum slam, he also does an attack forward, a little flippy, and does quite a bit of damage, so you do need to be on the sides for this attack. Now a slightly different disengage animation is this funny backwards crab walk. Let's see it again. There it is. When he does that, it's going to be a charge. He'll just do a frontal charge across the room, and he often runs into the wall or kind of comes to a stop, and you'll have a chance to do a heavy attack into his back, which is very handy. And look at that, a bonus brutal attack straight into it, which is good. You can also guard the charge like this here, but it will exhaust you and delete your whole stamina bar, and you'll have to recover for a moment. But you won't take any damage, so still better than getting hit. And a third disengage animation is this one here, where he kind of leaps up into the air backwards. That precedes his rock throw, which he'll always do. Let's see it again. There it is, a little leap and a rock throw. Dodging is best for this rock throw. You can parry it like you're about to see here, but you'll take a small amount of damage and some frost build up, both of which is bad, so dodging is better in general for that. Now, often after you've done your first brutal attack, I don't know whether this is scripted or it was just coincidence that it always happened like this. After you've done your first brutal attack, which is what you saw there, he'll do this little channel like you just saw, and then he'll go into I guess he lifts up part of the ground and throws it at you. Alright, so you do need to be aware of that. Big slam, and you can dodge or parry into that guard. That, just like normal, is fine, and you've got a lot of time before and after each of those to get some extra damage in. Let's see it here again. So I always found that it was after the brutal attack. There we go, there's the brutal attack. and then after this, he does his little channel, and he'll go into a ground lift. That was how it nearly always happened for me. Again, don't know if it's scripted, but just expect that after you've done your brutal attack, that's probably coming. It might also be a health threshold, like 50 or 60% health, and he does that, which I'm just usually doing by the first brutal attack. And the last thing I'll show you is his Frost Breath, which he always does towards the end of the fight, probably a low percentage health. As you can see, if you hang around in those icicles, you take heaps of damage. That's a bad. Right, if you get caught on the right-hand side, you can dash out quickly, but it is a frontal cone, and he always goes right to left as you're looking at him. So you want to move to the left straight away as you see that, dodge out to his side of his leg, and you've got heaps of time to get some extra attacks in. Full charge attack, plus a few quick attacks. So lastly, for some general commentary and tips as you watch just a kill example here, if you can, always get quick attacks between those dodges, like every little bit of damage counts and it adds up pretty easily. As for parrying and dodging, neither is better than the other. I think dodging is probably more efficient if you're doing it perfectly, but if you don't do it perfectly, you just get hit. Whereas parrying, you can hold the parry, and even if you don't time it perfectly, you'll still be able to mitigate the damage. So if you're new and you're struggling with the timing in a Souls-like, maybe have a preference for parrying, but it'll honestly be personal preference, and later on there's a lot of different skill points and stuff that you'll start to optimize into certain builds that favor one or the other. Make sure you're abusing these recovery animations. I pointed out a few spots where he's got a long recovery. Getting a few charged heavy attacks in can really make a difference, and if you're lucky, you'll stagger him like this when that purple bar gets depleted. Now, a really good tip here, when you get the brutal attack indicator there, you don't need to do it straight away, you've got a bit of time. Let your stamina recover and get a few attacks in if you have actually a bit of time or stamina already, and then do it. And it'll actually recover your full, or pretty much your full stamina bar, and you'll be able to attack afterwards as well. There's not much in the way of build to talk about because we haven't unlocked skills or anything yet, but of note, I am using the 4-piece Hound set, which is like 15% raw damage against this boss, as well as 20% stamina. I'll link a video here that shows you how to get it if you don't have it. Again, tuck in left behind his foot here when you see this coming, and you'll have a good moment to do some damage. And that's it. If you liked the guide or found this helpful, please let me know in the comments, and like and subscribe for more. I'm going to do a boss guide for every boss like I did for Black Myth Wukong, similar games, and I'm loving them so far. Thanks for listening, everyone. Cheers.